If you are creative and the word systems makes you want to just close out this video, stay with me for just a second, because I know it's really common to hear that word and think spreadsheets and corporate processes, and basically the opposite of everything that makes you want to run your own business. But I have spent years building out the back end behind the scenes of creative small businesses. And what I have seen over and over again is it's not the systems that kill your creativity and individuality. It is the chaos in your business. And in today's video, I'm going to show you why. Let's start off by talking about this myth that systems in your business feel less like you. I get it. I talk to so many of you photographers, web designers who want just this really personalized experience. People are coming to you not only for your creativity, but for you as a person, and you want every touch point to just be so unique and so special. And I love that heart. And when you are small and just starting out, not a problem. You can respond to every inquiry that comes in. You can do all of these things. But when you start to grow, and if you are putting that much pressure on yourself to respond so personally and uniquely to every single person, you're going to drop balls. You're going to drop off those leads because you're having to process what that looks like when they reach out to you, how you're responding. You are starting from scratch every single time somebody comes through in order to work with you. And it gets so chaotic of like, oh, I'm going to send them this proposal. I'm going to do this Canva design. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to choose this price point. I'm going to do whatever. Like, you're making it all custom for them. And you have to think about that every time. It's mentally so chaotic. And I do think there is room for having systems and keeping a lot of that very personal, unique stopping points. So when you are sending off, here's a link to book with me, you're doing it really personalized. Here's what we talked about. I'm so excited to get started. All of those kinds of things. But you have some kind of templated, systematized starting point to support you to be unique, but to also not live inside of the chaos that is starting from scratch with every single new inquiry and new booking that you have. And when you're able to show up outside of the chaos because you have a system that supports you in uniquely how you work as a business owner, you are then not within that chaos and are going to show up more like you, your full self, your healthy self, yourself with boundaries, and you know what you're doing. And it's actually really respectful to your client, to your potential client, that you have these systems in place because it means you value the craft that you're doing. You value how you're going to work with them. You value their yes. And it actually makes them feel super cared for, the fact that you took the time to put a system together to serve them really well. It actually it cares for your clients better, even if you feel like the systems just don't feel like you and they're not unique enough. The reality of being unique enough for each one of your clients is they're all getting a different way of working with you, and it's not truly supporting them and showing up as your best self. All right, I want to talk about what this looks like in a real life business. I got to support a fabulous couple. They do wedding sign fabrication and installation and designs. They do signage, menus, florals, like just everything that you would want design wise to make your wedding or your corporate event just look absolutely beautiful, fully customized to them. And truly, every single time that they work with their clients, they're producing a literal custom fabrication. They're making it from scratch. But they needed to systematize a lot of their booking process so that the customization that they're giving with each unique client is going in the right places, and they're just creating systems for everything else to support their client through that booking process, and once they're booked, everything that they get. So I help them think through what kind of packages that they would want to offer instead of just talking with the client and creating custom packages, which they still do, but having some framework, some popular package templates where you have A, B, and C, and A is this set of designs, the entryway, welcome to so and so's wedding that's custom built, a neon sign for the backdrop for photo booths, set menu thing, whatever it is. They have these set different tiers with what they included, and then the client could add on additional items if they needed it. If they wanted to do this set base for signage, and then they could also add on a little bit of floral. And we systematize what each of those items truly is. And there is always freedom of get through it, and what the client wants is more than what was quoted. Let's say they changed their mind and they wanted some gold leafing accents on the sign. That's going to increase the price. And that's a conversation to have down the line. Oh yeah, we can do that. I'm just going to add it to your invoice. It's going to be this much. You get their approval in writing, gravy. But the initial process was systematized. There was a system for it, and how they come in and how they reached out to them, like all of that, the inquiry process when they come through the website, the form that goes back to that new client that specifically asks them what exactly they're looking for, their event date, all these things. It got a lot clearer on how they could then support this new inquiry to make sure she understood what exactly they needed before she put the right packages in front of them. She didn't want to do a basic package if somebody was just needing menus for their wedding. She wants to customize it to a certain spot, but it's all templated and systematized behind the scenes, even if the client doesn't see that. The client thinks they're getting a pretty custom quote, but the business owner knows that there is a system and order behind all the quotes that are getting put together to have a starting point of moving forward. And then once that client books now, there's a whole booking process. We use Dubsado so they can select their packages, sign a contract that's automatically populated by the packages that they chose, the dollar amounts in there, everything. And then they got to make their initial payment. All of that was automated. And as soon as they completed all 3 steps, confirm their packages, sign their contract, pay their agreement, Dubsado automatically then sent a welcome guide, and a pretty general one, but I'm so excited to get started working with you. Here's a link to your client portal because Dubsado has that. It has you can see your contract and invoice there, and telling them next steps. Pretty soon I'm going to be sending over some forms to make sure I have the specific wording for your pieces. And at that point, then there's other systems that we have set up for her. So if she's doing seating charts, a form that collects the seating chart information and all the guests that need to be there. There's so much content that needs to be done for that. It needs to be systematized. Otherwise, we're dropping balls. We're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to get that seating chart, that guest list, that menu items, whatever, because we're typically, for her, she's doing design so far ahead of the wedding, and things are going to change within those last couple weeks before the wedding, but all the designs need to get approved to make sure everyone's on the same page for what's about to get created. So system was put in place to be able to capture some starting information, get the designs mocked up and approved, and then final information comes through with all of the final changes before it gets fabricated and delivered and all like that. And then delivery has its own system also. So think of systems not as these really corporate-y terms. It is just a way to support you to repeat tasks and ways that you work in your business over and over and over again. It gives you a framework to follow so that you can be creative in the ways that you truly are to be creative in your photography business, in your design business, in your sign fabrication business. You get to be creative there and have a system that holds you on the admin side of things so that you're not having to hold it all at the same time and juggle things and remember that you forgot to send that contract as you're falling asleep at night because it was all on you to do it. And that's what a system gives you. It's a container that holds all of these beautiful processes that you have in your business. A system forces you to define what you want that container to be and how it moves and operates, but there's a freedom in the systems that you create in the right places that you create them. It's not a script that has to be followed XYZ point. Like, the biggest thing that your systems should do for you, if you're a creative small business owner, is hold these repetitive tasks, the inquiry follow-ups, the contract reminders, the payment reminders, the call reminders. Like, all of these things do not need your personal touch to them. Maybe an inquiry reach out goes out that you do personally. Say, oh my gosh, I love hearing about you. I want to chat. I don't know. You can personalize it. But that initial one, they fill out your contact form immediately. They should be getting an email that's completely systematized that thanks them for reaching out, let them know expectations of next steps, however that looks like for your business. And that should be absolutely immediate. If you aren't doing that immediate thing, they don't know if they actually completed the form correctly. You're then in their inbox, because then if you forget to do whatever you said you were going to do next to make it all custom personalized, they now have your email to be able to reach out to you to find out how to best move forward with you, right? They don't have to come through your contact form again to say, hey, I reached out a couple days ago, still haven't heard anything from you. Or they're just going to forget they found your website in the first place. So that little system container automation is there to hold and serve your new inquiry well, while also setting yourself up for success. The more consistent your back end, the behind the scenes of your business is, like all the things that get set up behind the scenes that your client doesn't see, the more customized everything that your client does see it gets to be. Your front-facing work gets to be really customized because the behind the scenes is so systematized. Because you can still be flexible and customized and really specific to each of your clients, but you don't have to rebuild the foundation every time somebody comes through to work with you. These foundations need to be set in order for you to scale and in order for you to actually truly care for your clients well. If the booking piece in your business really truly feels the most chaotic right now, I know that Dubsado, which is a CRM, I'm a certified Dubsado specialist, will serve you and support you in how you work with your clients in systematizing your booking process. I offer a specific micro Dubsado build. It's called the Sip and Setup, and it just automates your booking process. So when an inquiry comes in, what that looks like, what they get sent, do you have to have a call with them? Do you need another form filled out? Do you have to customize a response of somehow? We automate that, and then we automate the actual booking process. So what's on your proposal? What packages are you doing? Are you customizing it for each one? What does your contract read? How much does your invoice deposit? We are going to systematize all of that and then make sure that they complete those 3 steps. They confirm their package, sign their contract, and make their first payment, or maybe their total payment, however it is for your business. And then they get some kind of a welcome email, a welcome guide. They get introduced to their client portal. All of that happens automatically, and I set it up through my Sip and Setup, my Dubsado micro build. I love this offer that I have. It is one of the easiest ways to streamline the chaos that can happen in your business as you grow. And it's one of the fastest ways to get your Dubsado automated without a full-blown setup cost. I'll have a link to it down below. And if you're not sure it's the right fit, if you don't know if Dubsado is the right fit, if working with me is the right fit, I always offer free clarity calls to chat about what might serve you in your business best. I'd love to support you in whatever way is needed. But even if you go in and just figure out how to create these systems for yourself, I so support you. I am cheering for you, and I know you can do it. Your business deserves to have some breath in it, some freedom in it, and you deserve to have some systems to hold you as you support your clients. I'm Lauren with The Smarter Creative. If you're new here, do subscribe to my channel. I'm here every week with new videos on how you can work smarter in your business instead of harder, and I will see you in the next one.